is very beautiful, this entrepreneurship journey. Everybody is talking about it. There are beautiful pictures, there are beautiful videos, and the success stories. It is really attracting. But when you just put your hand in it, if you put your energy in it, you start to see that it is not easy as it is shown outside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Unpopular Opinion. On today's episode, I'm really excited to introduce to you Madam Alimatu Jan. She is the founder and CEO of Cavi Food Production. Cavi Food Production is a food brand that is specialized in producing beef jerky in Senegal, and it is the first Senegalese brand. She is also the founder of City Annoyance. City Annoyance is a digital marketing platform with over 30,000 members across Senegal. But before I turn the platform over to the guest, I want you all to please be a supporter of this channel. If you want to see better studio, if you want to see better equipments in our studio, if you want to see better guests on this platform, I want you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel, like, comment, and share, as well as you can recommend topics that you like for us to discuss in our subsequent podcast. You can also recommend individuals that are doing remarkable works in their various countries. We will try our best to bring them to this platform to discuss the critical work they are doing in their various countries. Today's video is proudly sponsored by Magnite Clothing Brand. If you are living in Europe or in any part of the world and you need an African clothing, you can simply check them up on their Instagram page. The link is in the description of this video. Alimatu, thank you very much for honoring our invitation, and it's a very great pleasure to have you on the podcast today. We are very excited to have you, and I think the viewers would like to know who is Alimatu and what actually inspired you to get into entrepreneurship and venture into food production, such as the beef jerky and the advertisement platform that you produce, where you have over 30,000 young people working. So, what inspired you to start such remarkable journey?
Okay, so thank you very much, Sharif, for this invitation. I'm really honored to be there today to talk about my journey, talk about entrepreneurship and what is my way along this journey, as you said. So my name is Alimatou Jain. I'm a Senegalese entrepreneur. I didn't start with entrepreneurship because my education is about statistics. I'm an engineer in statistics. So I have 10 years experience in data analysis, everything about data collection, treatment, and analytics. So I start my journey in entrepreneurship as a Calvi Food founder. I start with all the businesses. When I was studying in statistics, I started the multi-level marketing. First, I did poultry farming too. And as you know, I'm also founder of Jihad, which is a group of advertisement where traders can sell their product. And there is in this group more than 30,000 followers, more than 30,000 members. So Calvi Food is the last which is known, which is much more known than the other businesses. Capital is the first fish dirty company in Senegal.
Uh, Thank you very much for that brief background. You know, I want to go into the discussion with you a bit regarding how you started the poultry farming. From poultry farming, you got into carving food, and you also got into certain annoyance. So you've been doing remarkable job for the past 10 years in Senegal, or more than that. I want for us to understand, as a young lady, getting into business entrepreneurship and all of that, what are some of the first challenges that you experience, in starting up your business?
Okay, so as you know, being a lady in entrepreneurship is very challenging, whether we are in Senegal or in another country. It's the same thing. The first thing I can talk about is the social challenge. When we are a woman in entrepreneurship, it is very challenging because there are a social weight on us. When you start creating something, you face discouragement. Everybody wants to discourage you because they say that you're a woman, you're not going to finish what you start. You're not going to make it happen because you're a woman. be called to have a family, have kids, and won't anymore have time to continue what you start. So it was the first challenge. The second one is about the financing part, the funding when you're starting a business. And most of all, when it is a business, people don't know. Senegal, for example, the beef jerky, that nobody knew. I can't say nobody, but there are very few people who know about the beef jerky. There are just some person who wait for their friend, their colleagues, or their family to go in countries such Niger, Chad, Nigeria to have this product. So it was very challenging to make people know the product, make them accept the fact that there is now somebody here to do it. And about the how I start from this multi-level marketing, poultry farming to Kabi food. Let me tell you, when I was studying in statistics, I always knew that I will do something like that. I always knew that I will be an entrepreneur, I will have business, and I will do something about the economic development. So I prepared myself and start with the multi-level marketing because this is the first thing I see and it inspired me. So I start with it. I went to a little bank to get a loan. It was a little loan as a student, but I make it. And I start the multi-level marketing. When I had my degree, I didn't want to wait for somebody to hire me. So I have to start something. And the poultry farming was something I had in my mind and that I want to do. So I started just after getting my degree. So this is how it happens, step by step, making all my ideas come to life step by step. And then I came to carbo food. And why carbo food is much known today because when I started, fast it became uncontrollable. Everybody wanted to know about it. They asked questions, they ordered the product. It went very fast. So this is the reason why Capital Food is my company, which is much known. But there are those company behind that I started, and there are some I stopped because it was very challenging. There weren't much fun to continue it. There are many challenges that make me stop some businesses. But Capital Food now it is 7 years. Since 7 years, I started with it in 2017, and I'm still carrying it on.
That's really an interesting something to talk about. You know, I want us to go into overcoming the challenges because you talk about the challenges and what strategies or what are some of the methods that you put in place in order to be able to overcome the challenges that you experienced when you started carving food or when you started launching your business. You talk about funding, which is getting loans from the bank, has always been a problem for young entrepreneurs, not just in Senegal, but all across Africa. And I know that African countries will tell you we are opening, or the governments in various African countries will tell you that we are opening our market, or we have open government system where young people can go to the bank to get loans. But all of these things are spoken about, but the implementation is not something that is feasible. So having access to funding is a critical aspect for young people. But besides getting funding, what are some of other challenges, and how did you experience all of those challenges?
Okay, so beside the funding challenges, as a lady, as I told you, it is very discouraging to have business in this country because we face many discouragement. Everybody want us to stop what we're doing, or if they let us continue our business, they always think that we're going to stop a certain time because they think that as a woman we're going to stop what we start and we never continue it. Now, how myself I overcome it, I just keep doing what I'm doing, not listening to people who want to discourage me. I I I even stop going with people who want to discourage me and make me stop what I'm doing. For the funding, I continue going to the structure who which offer those programs or accelerating program, just acceleration program. I continue with every time I have my package because I'm going to show you. This is the package we have now. This red package, uh, this one. There are the red package you see right now, but before this, we had a brown package that we see everywhere because it is not customized package. And, it was very difficult to make people believe in it because they don't say something that convince them. Uh, what I did the most to overcome it is not to listen anybody that want to discourage me. And one thing I used to do is go out of my comfort zone. And it was about going to events. I knew about many events that happened in Dakar. I just put myself in the form, and when it happened, I go there, see people doing panels, talking about one subject about entrepreneurship. And after they finish, I just take the microphone and tell everybody, my name is Animatu. I'm the founder of the first beef jerky company, you know. And after the event, they say like, the first beef jerky company in Senegal. Let us just approach her to know what she is doing. So this is how I started. I went to events. Every time I went to events, I put myself in every form in entrepreneurship event. When there are grants or something like that, I put myself in it and I went everywhere. That doesn't mean that I've not been rejected. I've been rejected many times. There were many rejections, but I keep doing what I was doing. I keep doing my branding. For example, I put the picture of this package, and not this one, but the first one. I put those picture online. I keep making videos talking about it and going everywhere. It was very challenging as a woman because sometimes the event they start very early and finish very late at night. But I keep pushing, keep doing it, not let anybody discourage me, not let anything discourage me. This is how I overcome it. I have overcome it as a woman.
Thank you very much for that explanation. And I think you've been doing remarkable work because being part of almost all of the events or making sure that you are present at every entrepreneurial event is something that is really remarkable. It takes a lot of time and courage to go through all of that. I want us to talk about another aspect of your business. You launched the City Annoyance Group, and you have over 30,000 young people that are currently member of the City Annoyance. So I want to understand, what strategy did you implement to grow City Annoyance to this level, and what are some of the benefits that it provides for Senegalese businesses in Senegal or out of Senegal?
So for the 30,000 platform, the 30,000 members platform City Anos, it started in 2016. It was before the carbon food company. So when I started it, my objective was to create a platform, a marketplace where people can put their product and have more customers. This was the objective. So when I started, I didn't know how to make it happen. I didn't know how to make people know about this platform. What I did is to go one by one to traders. I go to them, I talk about the platform. I ask them to send me the picture, the picture of their products, the presentation of their product, and then I will share it in my group and in also other groups. It was my strategy at the beginning. So I keep putting other people's products in city annals and also in other groups to make people just go in my group. So I told them, you should come to my group city annals. I will do this every day. And it was possible because there was just little traders. They weren't numerous. It was just 10 traders and it started coming. They start coming. I see more and more traders every day. And after that, I see that it was very slow for me. So I told myself, it is not going to work, but I will keep this group online. This is what I did. And some years later, 2 years, 3 years later, I just come back to the group and I see that there are 1,000 people that come every day and post their product. I see in the admin dashboard that there was so much traders I have to check in order to make them post their product in the group. It was surprising for me, but it made me learn that there is no way to discourage somebody and to discourage himself, because you start something thinking that it won't work, but later with the first efforts you put on it, you see that it is going to pay. It is paying step by step. So this year, I see that there is more than 30,000 members in the group, and that made me think about what could I do with this business? What could I do to make this business go further?
I want us to talk about another project that you have, which is the publishing or the authorship program. You are sponsoring a lot of young people that are into writing. So, how did that idea come about? How did you get into that idea of helping or providing funding or space for young people or young writers across Senegal to be able to share their thoughts and get some reward? How did you come up with that idea?
Okay, and it made me love what you asked about the publishing enterprises, because I started writing when I was at primary school. I like writing things and drawing things. That was my thing. So when I was in primary school, I have somebody who wanted to publish what I was writing, and I wait for it years. For years, I would wait for it, but it didn't happen. It never happened. But I keep in my head that one day I will do something about that. And in 2014, I start this publishing company. Well, I start writing my own story online. It was copywriter. Now the page is off because somebody tried to close it. So there was some virus in this page and it is off, but it is still in my head. So when I was in 2014, when I started, I had a website and I have Facebook page. There was 3,000 followers who were reading it. I was also in Wattpad. And then in 2017, I said that I will help other writers to make their writing known. So I start a contest in entrepreneurship and I win it. I won it in 2017. And I went to the Regional Leadership Center of the Young African Leadership Initiative. And this product, this enterprise was also the first thing I was going to do before Calf Food. This was the plan to continue the Calf Writer thing. But after that, we see that it was necessary to have very much funds for this project. And people doesn't really like to read here. They talk about books, they talk about reading, but they don't really like to book. So the project was to combine this writing project to audio visual production. And it was on the way to work. This was the Calvin project. But when I went to the Regional Leadership Center with the Cadre Writers Project, I start the Cadre Food Project here. And then the Cadre Food Project become very uncontrollable. People start to ask the product. It was very fast. And I didn't find enough time to continue the Cadre Writer Project. This is the project to Cadre Writer. And I didn't stop it. Maybe the page is off, but I still write. I have right now two tom of a book that I wrote this year, and I'm going to write again and just relaunch this project because the Cargo Food is right now independent. Because if when even if and I'm not here, the Cargo Food project is working itself. So this is time for me to relaunch that project.
Talking about Cavi food, I want to ask you, you are currently based in Senegal, and is there plan that you want to expand the business beyond Senegal? Maybe you can start to export to Gambia or other various countries in West Africa or even in Europe. Are you making plans to start exporting your products across various regions in the world?
Of course, there are plans to expand the business out of Senegal because uh, it is unfortunate, maybe, but this product is much well known out of Senegal than here in Senegal. People like it. They order the product. It makes the company become this size today. But I noticed that when I went to international fair, people like the product much in those countries than in Senegal. I went to Ivory Coast last year, but the first day I was obliged to hide all the package because it was almost over, and I wanted to show the product to other people the other days. So I was obliged to hide it the first day because people wanted it. They bought everything. When I went to Rwanda, we had a fair for one day. Before midday, it was over. It was the same when I was to the agriculture fair in Paris also. So I know that there are some expansion opportunity for this product out of Senegal, and I'm out of Senegal, and I'm working on it very hard to make it happen. Maybe even make another structure of cargo food out of Senegal, not exporting, but making another cargo food in other cargo food in other countries.
Thank you very much. I want to ask you about, since you started your business in Senegal, I mean, because that's your home country. Obviously, we expect everything to start from there. You know, uh, have you been able to receive some level of government support, or are you getting some level of support from the Senegalese government in terms of giving you funding for your business or for the expansion of your business based upon the good work that you are doing? Because you are not just helping to employ young people, but you are also helping the Senegalese economy to grow. So, what are some of the supports that you are getting from the Senegalese government when it comes to Carve Food or your Carve brand?
There are, of course, some support in Senegalese based on the Senegalese government funds. For example, 2 years ago, there was a business plan contest here in Senegal, but or it is not funds they give just to some people they choose. Just have to participate in the contest, and if you select, they give you the funding. There are also loans that Senegalese government gives to entrepreneurs. There are some initiatives they do to give this loan. When there it is about fair or some exposition outside of Senegal, abroad, they also help entrepreneurs, necessitating them to participate. For example, you can participate 25% of the budget, and they give you the 75% remaining. Uh, there are also acceleration program. They give support about instruction. They help entrepreneur to know about some terms, financial terms, how to do business plan, how to pitch project. There are much initiative like that in Senegal, of course.
This conversation is actually interesting, and to be honest, it's really remarkable hearing your journey, how you've started, and where you are today. Coming to my question again, I'd like to understand, how do you balance your work from managing various sectors of the company and also managing your personal life as a woman? How do you manage all of those tasks together?
it is it is funny for me because that question is only ask the woman. This is funny for me, but in my case, I don't have to balance these two life because I'm only in entrepreneur. I'm not married, so I'm only in entrepreneurship. I'm fully in it. I'm fully in my work as a data analyst, as an entrepreneur. I put all my energy in those two things. So I don't have to balance. I'm just like, it's not heavy for me.
The reason I asked that question is that, you know, you said it's only women that are asked that question, but I think in my show, even men that are involved into entrepreneurship, I also do ask them similar questions because I believe that you also have a personal life to live besides being an entrepreneur. You have a family, you have brothers, you have sisters, maybe you are married, and you come from family. So how do you balance all of that is a question that I ask my guests. I don't limit that to female, and I don't want you to think that it's about just female. No, it's about everybody all across the board. You know, coming from there, we come from a society, West Africa, I mean, traditional society, people are the families are built around men. So patriarchy type of family system. That's one of the reasons that I asked this question. So, looking to our discussion, what are some of the advice that you personally can be able to give to other entrepreneurs across Africa? What can they do and how to improve their business? Can you give some advices to other business entrepreneurs across Africa?
Of course, it is true that maybe you ask this question to other men. Yes, I have family who it's sure, but they don't interfere with my businesses. In the contrary, they help because sometimes they see any opportunity, they just share it with me. They want it to improve this business to improve. So I don't feel this pressure. And about the advice I'm giving to entrepreneurs all around Africa who want to improve their business, the first thing I'm going to say is never be discouraged, never give up. Even they want to just have a pause about their business. It is okay to have it. It is okay to just go back in order to do a big leap forward, but never give up. This is the first advice I'm going to tell them, never discourage. The second one is to be emotionally balanced. Not let their emotion to be their enemy. Just be balanced and keep calm. Make them have a good decision. Let them make the good decision. Make them have a clear vision of their business. So emotionally, just keep being balanced. This is my second advice. And the third advice is about rejection. Never take the rejection as something definitive. They can be rejected, but just say, let's go next. Let's see how to make this improve. Let's see how to do better. Let's see how to make all this happen. Never keep the rejection in their heart or in their mind. So this is the three advice I have for all these entrepreneurs around Africa and around the world even.
Thank you very much. We are almost coming to an end of our discussion, and really, it's been an interactive discussion that I've admired so much. Hearing your journey, how you started from primary school, and you've always had it in your mind that you want to be an entrepreneur and getting to university, being a data scientist, statistics and all of that, and getting to business venture is something that is remarkable, and I've really learned a lot from you. While this we have this show, and second to my last question will be, what are some of the key achievements in your entrepreneurial life and you are always proud of? And every time you look back, you feel proud of yourself. And what is the biggest setback that you've ever experienced in your entrepreneurial life? And whenever you look back at the setback, you always learn from.
Yeah, this is the most difficult question, I think, because uh, entrepreneurship is a journey. It is a journey, and as a journey, you see every achievement and you see also every setback. So it is maybe difficult to say this is the biggest achievement I have, and it is also difficult to say this is the worst setback and what I learned about that. But I'm going to try to just choose one of them. For the achievement, I'm going to say Kabifu. Kabifu is the biggest achievement because uh, it brought me uh, in places I didn't think I would be due to entrepreneurship. Because when I started, it was just something I started like that. It was an idea. I just want to make that happen. It was about dreams. So I didn't think that it was going this way and it would make me be at this stage today. So Tabishuk is the biggest achievement. And the worst setback, I think, was the poultry farm experience. And my poultry farm experience was the worst experience because how it happened, first of all, the beginning of the poultry farm, what I lived in this journey, it was very difficult and challenging. But nevertheless, I learned many things in this experience. And the first thing I learned is to just prepare the business before starting. And I don't say to take months to launch a business, but at least takes the time to know the pros and cons of business before starting it, before doing something. For me, I take this advice for myself in every business I do. I take at least 1 week to study it before launching, knowing what are the main point of this business before launching, and always start with an MVP before launching because the mistake I did with the poultry farming because when I started, the mistake I did is was to put all my energy in it, all my resources in it, and after I lost everything, it was difficult for me to to just make it up again. So this is what I learned about that. This is everything I have to do about this achievement and setback and what I learned about that. And I think that it will be a lesson for those who want to be an entrepreneur right now.
Thank you very much for that explanation. You said something in your statement that was if you are an entrepreneur, you should divorce your emotion from business. And I believe you experienced similar things like that with your poultry farming. And that's why you said that you invested your time, your energy, and everything into it. And something happened along the line. The business went down, and it was very difficult for you to believe what happened. And to revive the business was something that was also difficult for you. So that is an advice that you give to everybody or everyone who wants to get into any form of business or entrepreneurship. Looking back to our conversation, before I take a leave of you, I want to ask you, what are some of the things that you think or you expect me to ask you during the show and I didn't ask, and what are some of the recommendation or advice that you can give to young people across Senegal and across West Africa and Africa at large?
Hmm. Which question I expect you to ask me? Well, personally, I didn't expect question. I just went freestyle just to answer the question. But the recommendation for the recommendation is um, always the same thing I recommend to every entrepreneur since I started: never discourage, never give up. If there is one advice to give to any entrepreneur, it is that because you know it's very beautiful, this entrepreneurship journey. Everybody is talking about it. There are beautiful pictures, there are beautiful videos, and the success stories. It is really attracting. But when you just put your hand in it, if you put your energy in it, you start to see that it is not easy as it is shown outside. So the entrepreneur has to be very strong emotionally. And I insist on this emotional thing because when you start your business, the business is like your little baby. So you love it, you take it as something personal. Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Be ready to take the decision. Stop hesitating. Is it not uh, to make people do things fast, but it is to make them know that it is not easy. It's not as easy as they think. They have to be strong at the beginning, be strong all in all the journey and keep pushing. Never let anybody discourage you. Never let anybody tell you that what you're doing is not going to work. So this is my recommendation. But the question was okay. I think maybe people will ask other question, and I will connect and also write comment to answer to it.
Okay, thank you very much for being here today, Alimatu. It's been a great pleasure to have you, and I'm really excited that I have this conversation with you because personally, for me, I've been able to learn a lot from you. What has to do with the emotional aspects is something that everyone, when you are starting something new, the first thing is you attach so much emotion to it, and if you don't see the growth or the progress in whatever you are doing, you start to feel discouraged. So that is something that I've learned from this discussion, and I think it's going to go a long way. But before we take a leave of you, I want to encourage everybody who's listening to us to please be a supporter of this channel. If you want to see this podcast improved, if you want to see a better studio, if you want to see better equipment, if you want to see better guests, it depends on the level of support that you are going to give to us. That will encourage us to grow. We will continue to bring in more young Africans that are doing remarkable jobs in their various countries, whether it's in politics, whether it's in entrepreneurship, whether it's in education. We will try to bring them on this platform to discuss the remarkable works they are doing in their various countries, because the intention of this channel is to have a place where young Africans can come and share knowledge and other Africans will come and learn from them. So that is the reason I created this channel. So please support this channel, subscribe. I'm not just asking you for money to support me with money, but your subscription, liking, commenting, and sharing will do us well. So thank you very much, Alimatu, and it's been a pleasure to have you. Until we meet again, shalom.